what is functions and AI. So it is similar to like our C and C++ functionality. So there is no change. So it is same. So anyone worked on C programming or C++? What is functions?
Yeah, it's a block of code which will execute some specific task.
Right. Exactly. Any other answers? Go ahead if it is right or wrong. Not an issue. So I can say like function is a collection of statements. Okay. So that executes a specific task. So that way also we can say the block of code also we can say. Okay. So so a function is a say like this. Function is a collections of statements that execute specified task. Okay, specified task. So with the help of these functions, right, so we can like complex, so like suppose you have some complex programming, right? So let's say that you are writing some automation, so there you will write hundreds of lines. Okay, so with the help of these functions, so we can break down the complex program or procedure into a simple subroutine. So we can break that. So suppose you are using that functionality in the program like 3 to 4 times again and again. So instead of writing the same program, right? Instead of writing the same functionality, so if you use this function, so you just invoke that function, so it will be executed many times, how much you want, how many times you want, so it will execute. So it will also, I will say like, it will help us to break down the complex procedures. Okay, complex procedures. Okay. So there is few of the advantages, I'll say, with the if you use these functions. Okay. So if we use functions, so the code reusability will be there. Like, so if you want to use the same functionality as I mentioned, right? So if you want to use the same functionality again and again, right? So we can use functions in that case. So if you are writing the same code multiple times, use functions. With the help of functions, just invoke that function, so it will execute it for us. Okay. And if you use this function, code readability or the program readability will be good. Program readability. Program readability will be easy. Okay. And easy to maintain the program. I can say easy maintenance of this program and easy understanding or easy maintenance. Let's see this. Okay. No problem. Easy maintenance or easy understanding, let's say, okay, for better the understanding. Okay. So these are few of the advantages of functions. Okay. So let's see what is the syntax. Okay, the syntax will be like this for functions. Okay, so functions we can specify in two types. Okay, so either you can mention like this function and the name of the function you can mention. Okay, function and your function name. Okay, function name, then the curly brace and your body of the function. Body of the function. Body of the function. So like this also you can mention. Otherwise, the second method is name and just open and close the bracket and the curly brace and your body of the function. Like this way also you can. Let's see both scenarios. Okay, body of the functions. This is the syntax, and so both way is fine. So generally all the developers will follow the second method. So no one will specify the function and the name like that, but everyone in the project perspective, the most of them will use like this. Okay, it's up to you how you want to use it. Okay, so let's write one small program and we'll execute how this function will work for us. Okay, so always my first line is shebang line, right? Bin bash. Okay, so I will write one program which is hello world. Okay, so I want to print some functionality hello world using functions. Okay, so my function, I'll say function, then my function name is hello. Okay, hello, then open the curly brace. So inside that, let's print some value. Okay, echo, I'll say welcome to shell script. Okay, welcome to shell script, and I will close. So till this point, if you execute it, right? So suppose if you want to execute this, so I'll copy this. Okay, CD. Okay, let's execute here only. BI, and say hello functions. Okay, this is my program name. Suppose if you want to copy this and execute, if you want to execute this, sh hello function. So my program is throwing some error. Okay. Hello functions. Okay, let's see this. Okay, not an issue. So if you want to execute here, right? So you won't get any output. Okay, you won't get any output. The reason is, so till this point we just declared the function. Okay, we haven't invoked the function yet, right? So what is my function? What is my function? What is my function here?
Hello.
Hello, right? So we haven't invoked the function to execute our program, right? To execute our program. So let's see, I'll execute my program here. I will invoke my function, which is my function name is hello. Right. Hello is my function. Let's try here also. Okay. Let's see where it is getting here. Function. I'll invoke my function which is hello. Syntax error line number 3. Function. Okay.
Ajit, we are not giving the double slash.
Double slash.
Not double slash. Ajit, can
Yeah.
you try with a different method like dot slash file name dot sh? Because some utilities will not work with sh actually.
Right. Yeah, that is the problem. chmod plus x. Okay. So I think it is not able to invoke that with the sh. Okay. So we are getting the expected output here. So if I do dot slash and my program is hello dot function. See here. So my hello, it is going my function, it is just going and calling this function and it is invoking. Clear. So if you don't want to specify this function, and that way also you can try. Okay. So just remove this. Just remove this. So again, the program will be the same. It will hello, will go and invoke my function and it will execute it. That way also we can write. It's up to you how you want to execute how you want to write the functions. Okay. So in functions, there are two types of variables also we can declare. One is global variable and another one is local variable. So anyone has any idea what is global and local variable?
Its local variables will work within that block only. Global variables will work throughout the program. Wherever we want, we can access it.
Exactly. So there are two types of say two types of variable we can use it in function. First one is global. Okay. The second one is local. Okay. Local variable. So the global variable will be used throughout the program. Okay. Suppose you have declared outside of this function. Okay. Outside. Suppose if you declared inside this function, so it will be considered as the local variable. Then it will be usable only inside this function only. So you can't access outside of this program. Hey everyone, in this video. Okay. So if you declare outside of that outside of this function, then it will be considered as a global variable. Okay. Here. So let's write one small program for this. Okay. So let's see how this global and local will work. Okay. So I'll take the same program. Okay. Same program.
This is how I viewed it. This was another private account. This
Okay,
is
here
after
I'll take
viewing
it.
it. This was a
Okay.
private Instagram account. This
So
is
here what I will
viewing it
do,
without skipping a
I'll
second.
take one
Pause.
local variable. Okay.
This is not
And I will
watch
say
the entire video till the end without skipping.
local.
After
Okay.
that, open
And
the
name
account that you want to view,
name
which is private.
equals
For example,
to
if I tap on this account,
$1.
now as you
Okay,
can
I'll
see,
pass the
this account
argument
is
in my
private.
function
Now here on this
while
page,
calling
listen
the
to me carefully.
function.
These are the most crucial
Okay.
steps here. There are two
So
steps on
here
this page
I'm
that
calling
you
this
follow.
function,
The first
right?
step
Here
is
I'm calling
you
this
have to
function
remember
space
the name of this person.
space.
You can
What I
write
will
it
do, I'll
anywhere
call
else.
this
The
as
second thing you have to do
Sunil.
is you have
I'm
to take the
passing the name
screenshot
as
of this account like this.
Sunil.
Now you're
Okay.
done with two steps.
So
Now
here
only
I'll
two
say
more
instead
steps
of
are
welcome
remaining.
to shell
Now
script,
let's move towards the third step. The next
my
thing you have to do,
name
you have to
is
go to your profile,
dollar
and after that you have to tap on
name.
these three
Okay.
lines available in the
I'm
top
accessing
right
this
corner of
variable
your
here.
Instagram
Okay.
profile. So
So
tap on these
this
three lines.
I'm
It
calling
doesn't
this
matter
function
whether you
and
are
passing
on
my
iPhone or
argument here
Android. The
to
steps
this
to view the
function.
private Instagram accounts
Okay.
are
So
absolutely
now
the same for both. So
what I
after
will
tapping
do,
on these three lines,
I'll declare one variable here, the name equal to Suresh now. Okay. I'm declaring the variable outside the function. So it will be called as global variable. Okay. So echo, then I'll say my name is dollar name. What should print here? Outside function, what name should print?
Suresh.
Suresh should.
go into the first option in this list, which is settings and privacy.
Suresh should print here. Okay. So this variable, right? So you can access anywhere in the program. So anywhere in the program. But so now you are passing this X function, right? Now we are calling this function
Tap on settings and privacy,
and you are passing
and
this
after that,
argument to
scroll
Sunil.
down,
So
down to the
here
and
this
here under
local
more
variable you
support,
can't access.
you
So it
get
will be
option help.
only
Tap on help, and
inside
again
this
here
block
in this
only.
list,
This
the very
variable
first
can be
option
accessed
is
only inside
report
this
your
variable.
problem.
So
Just
this
do what I'm
function
doing
hello
and
function
you'll see
block.
the magic at the end.
Okay. So
So tap
let's
on
try to
report the
execute and
problem,
see
and from
whether
here
we'll
you have
get
to
an
select report problem
output
without
or not.
shaking. From here you have
Okay.
to select the second option in this list, which is don't include and continue. Tap on don't include and continue. Now this page will appear up. Now this is the third and again a crucial step here. You have to type exactly the thing I am typing here on this page. So you have to type in here, hi Instagram, I wanted to view
Say
content on Instagram. I remember to use account which
global.sh.
after sending this request. You have to go back and back and back again. Now again go to the profile of that person. Here is it. You have to just
Ajit,
press
please tell me the
go
process
button from
after the
here
name
and your follow request
while
will
we are
be
writing
sent.
the
Now
function.
before the Instagram team
Sorry?
contacts you and make this account available to you,
While you are writing
if
the
this
function,
person
either you use
accepts
a
your follow
function
request
or
before
that
Instagram's
process
process, then
after
you will
hello.
be able to see his
So
account
this one
even
you have
before
to use it.
Instagram
Then only
allows
it will
you
be
to do so.
considered as
That was just like a prank.
No, if the
Bracket.
function is not there,
and
then it
see
will be
if it falls
used
for
for
this
that
prank
process.
too.
correct. See, the function should declare in this format. So if you open and close this brackets, right, then it will be considered as a function.
Yeah, if you don't give a function in the starting, if you give function, no need of the process.
Okay, you're saying, okay. So that way, see, ideally that is not recommended. Okay. So the reason why I'm telling, so you can do that, but some functionality sometimes it won't be considered as functions. It's difficult to. So if I use function here, okay. So then everyone will get to know this is a function, right? Okay, you return this
function.
Right. So everyone will get to know this is a function, and I am calling writing the function which is hello, right? So now you see sometimes it works, sometimes it won't work. It depends, but ideally the function should return in this way. Okay, on and close. This is the ideal syntax. Okay. Got my point. You have to write the function in this format one. Or you can specify the function and the function name. Got it?
Yeah, okay.
So if you see here, let's debug this. Okay. So vi my global.sh, right? This is my file. Let's debug. Insert set-x. So now you see here what is happening. This function is going and calling this function, and we have an argument for this variable, right? We are passing this argument to this variable. So it is going and we are calling this function. The argument is Sunil, and it is going and assigning to this variable, and it is printing, right? And it is printing that argument. Now after that, so after that it's print the value. Then if you see here, then my next is we declared this global variable, right? So then it is considered as a global variable, right? Then echo your name is Suresh, right? And it is printing that value. Suppose calling the function at the right time is very important. Okay. So if I call this function after this Suresh printing, right? So what it will happen? So what changes is going to be happen here in my output? So here it is printing my name is Sunil first, right? So what will happen in that? Sorry.
Both name will be Suresh.
It will print Suresh first, then Sunil.
Exactly. So it will print first Suresh, then Sunil. The reason is, so we are calling after this global variable, right? After this global variable, we are calling this hello function, right? So it will print this function first, print this value, Suresh value first. Then after that, it will call this function and it will print. Okay. So calling the function at the right time is very important. Okay. So you can see the scenario if you want. I'll just show you. So now you see here, let's copy this. So what I will do, I'll just delete this. Okay. Then I will call this after this echo. Okay. After this echo, I'm calling it. Okay. Save this. So now if you see, execute it. Now if you see, right? Now previously our hello used to call here, right? Hello function used to call here, but now the name Suresh is executing. Then echo, it is printing that Suresh, right? It is printing that Suresh. Then our hello function is getting called. Okay. Then our hello function is executed. Then it is printing that. Clear. calling the function at the right time is very important. So make sure wherever you are using this function, and if you need that program to be executed properly, then you have to do that. Call the function at the right time. Clear? Yes, no.
Yes, Ajit.
Okay. So we'll write one more program for this function. Okay. So hope you all remember the factorial. So day before yesterday. So factorial be written for loop, right? So we can write this factorial for the function also. With the help of this function also we can write it. So the program will be the same. Okay. So only thing is, so how you are, which function you are using, that is going to be changed. That's it, right? The functionality will be the same, but how you want to, which variable or which function you want to use, only those will be getting changed. Okay. So now in my previous program, I have used for loop, right? For loop. So here, what I will do, I'll define the function. Okay. The function name is fact. Okay. Fact. So inside this, I'll write my factorial code. Okay. My factorial code I am going to be write. Okay. So what I will do, echo, I'll accept the input from the user. Okay. I'll say enter the number. Enter the number, then I'll read that number as the num. Okay. Read that number. So what might be the next? Everything is same only. So it is not going to be changed. This one, it is not going to be changed. It is remain as it is. So the fact equals to 1. So then the remaining condition is same again, right? And say our number should be what? Our number should be
Greater than
Greater than
Greater than 1. 0.
greater than 0, right? And say $n. So whatever the number we are giving here, that will be considered as n. Okay. So n which is greater than 0, then 2. To inside the 2 statement, fact, what we can do? Fact equals to $fact into $n. What was this? We are multiplying that, right? After that, so we have to decrement the n value, right? Have to decrement the n value, n minus
Under n minus 1.
and done. Right? Simple, right? Then we can say, we can print the value echo factorial. We can say factorial of $. 1. So we are accepting the value at the runtime is, right, is $. Then I'll close my function here. So till this point we declared the function, right? So what we have to do now? Till this point we declared the function only. Right? What we have to do now to execute that
Call the
block of code?
call the fu-
Call the
call the
function. How to
function.
call the
Call the
function?
function.
What is the function?
Fact.
Fact is my function. We are calling the function. Till this here, we defined the function. Now we are calling the function to execute that. Okay. So let's see this program is going to be execute or not. Okay. Vi say
Ajitu. Ajitu.
fact
Hello.
functions.
Okay.
Let's copy it. Execute. So now, as per our program, so it is asking a number. Okay. So I'll say 3. My number is 3. Expected. Okay, it is not throwing some error. So it should be number, I guess.
Hi.
Syntax error. N minus 1.
Space after parenthesis, in fact.
Yeah.
Space here.
After dollar in. Yeah.
Right. Space is very important. Okay. So then it will throw an error. So now let's say 3. 1 into star. $. So I changed here. That as a number. What is the code which is throwing an error here?
I think you need to use space before $fact and after $num.
And see, Ajit, one more thing. We have been using $number and we gave n equal to n minus 1. So it should be num only, right?
Correct.
Num only.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. I
variable.
changed it just now. So this is fine.
N again, that also will be n num only.
Where? Num only again,
That's what
right?
Num equal to.
after the fact, $fact star sum. Next, then we have to make it as num. Num equals to $, num minus.
Okay, now we are getting expected. So be careful, okay? So the number, the space you have to give it properly. One thing, and to make sure the variables, right? You declared that variables and you're using the different variable, then it will be throw an error, okay? So here we are getting a expected output. So if you want, we can debug also. Set -x. Okay. So now our function is getting called. So it is going inside that, enter the number. So enter the number. So it is reading a number 3. So after reading the number, so it is going inside this while loop. And it says 3 is greater than 0 and printing and decrementing the value, right? Like that it is going. Clear? This is how you can write the factorial of the number using function. Here.
Ajit, it's not a doubt, but a clarification. So in the arithmetic expansion, I don't think the spacing matters, right? I mean, does it matter?
Space. You're talking
in the
about space.
arithmetic expansion, where you do num into fat in that expansion.
Here you're talking. Here.
Yes, script.
The space, actually, space sometimes it will take it, okay? Not sometimes it will take it. Actually, so we'll see that. So usually I don't give space here and here. Okay. But since it was throwing an error, just I removed that space.
Okay.
So now I removed that. So still it is reading. So it was an issue with my variable. Okay, space is not an issue, but make sure wherever it is required, like suppose in this while loop, definitely you need a space here. Okay, here one space and here one space.
Yes.
But if you give space somewhere else, it will throw an error. Okay, if you give extra space also, it will be a problem. You can't able to identify also in the program. If you give extra space, it will say line number 10, but maybe the line number 10 above or below also there is an issue. Okay, you have to identify the above and below line also. Okay, that's how it will show a line number. But yeah, make sure you give a space in a wherever required. Okay.
Yes, Ajit.
Okay. So one last program, we'll write it and we'll wrap up functions and shell script. Okay. So already we written this. So you see here, to find a factorial of number, the sequence, right? So it will give the sequence from 1 to 10. 1 in factorial of 1 is 1 and factorial of 2 is 2, factorial of 3 is 6. So hope you remember the output, right? So it will give the sequence of factorial. So you have to write that using functions. Write that using functions and in the same program itself. So you have to find the sum of number. Okay, sum of number. So that number you have to accept it from the user. Suppose if he give the value is, suppose if you give the value is 3, what is the sum of 3? 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6. So that is the output I needed. Got it? Clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I
Ajit, in
want
this program also you can change the variable name. Otherwise it will go as the same. N you can change, I think. Instead of num.
here. This one you want to change?
Yes. There you
So
can
it's
change
up
N.
to you. It's up to you. Like I just write it as, if I change it as N, I have to change it. Okay, everywhere it is N only. Okay. So I want to write the first one because I have already discussed here. Okay. So I'll just give the second one. So the sum of number, how you can write it. Okay. So you put that together in a program and execute. Okay. To find the sum of value. Okay. Sum of value. So I'll say my function as sum. My function as sum. Okay. So now I'm accepting the value from the user. Okay. Enter the echo enter the number. Yeah. I'm accepting the value from the user itself. Okay. So then read that number. Read is n. My value is n. My variable is n. Okay. So the initial sum value, I am defining it as 0. Okay. The initial sum value is 0. Okay. The same condition. So whatever the number which is entered by the user, right? Entered by the user while what we can write in this while loop, entered by the user, this n value should be greater than 0, right? So if you want to do the sum of that number, the value should be greater than 0. This is my condition. If this condition is met, then we can go inside the do and we can do the sum of that number. Okay. Sum and dollar sum, my initial sum value is 0, right? Then here plus, then my number is n. What we can do here after that? So we are doing a sum here. After that, next we have to find the sum of that number, right?
N plus
n minus
n minus 1, right? We have to decrement the value. We are doing the sum of that number, right? Suppose if my number is 3, so here what we'll do, it will read it as 3, right? 3 is greater than 0, then sum value is 0. Then here 3 will come, right? 0 plus 3 is 3, right? After that, the next value we need to get it, right? For that, what we can do, we can decrement the value, right? N equals to dollar n minus 1. Okay. Then we can close our done, and after that we can print the value. Can say sum is dollar sum. Clear? Then I will close my function. Okay. So till this point we declared the function, right? So then I'll call that function. So clear. So you can execute this program. PI functions. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it is asking a number, so I'll just give a 3 itself. So then we are getting a output, right? 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. If you want, you can debug and see. So our output is coming properly. Clear? Yes, no? So that's all about the function. So this is how we can use the functions. So I want to give few assignments to you all. Okay, so this definitely your Q&A team is going to be asked sometimes. Okay, depending upon. So we have discussed this Apache Tomcat installation, right? So in our shell script. So if you see here, I given a detailed steps also what you have to do it, right? So you have to do this automation, okay? So put these steps in a script and deploy the Tomcat automatically. Okay. So I have already given the steps. So you have to put this in a script and deploy this Tomcat using the shell script. This is one of the automation idea. Okay. So I'll say assignment 7. Write a shell script to deploy Tomcat. Deploy Tomcat using shell script. So I have already given the steps what you need to write it, right? It's very simple, but each and everything is mentioned. So you have to put that in a script in a right format and just execute it. Okay. So this is one of the automation idea. Okay. So try this. Almost you know everything. The only thing is you need to place it in a right step and execute it. Clear? Yes, no? Any doubt?
Ajit, can you give the previous assignment answer that we can check whether it is correct or not?
Yeah, I just mentioned here that what is that assignment? This one, write a shell script to delete the 14 days.
Okay.
So this is the output. So in the place the where you want to find that 14 days old log file, just give that path and first then it is finding that name. The star represents all. Okay, and hyphen m time. The m time is plus 14 days, right? We are deleting the 14 days old log. That is the reason m time is plus 14.
So according to you here, like a path, for example, like a var log. So there all the files will be like log files only. So that's why we are not mentioning here log.
In the path anywhere. So
no, we wrote like actually star.log, like the files which are ending extension with a
correct.
.log.
Correct. See,
that you not mention because you are given the path.
Correct. So don't do that. So why I'm telling to mention the path here? So sometimes you might delete the operating system files. So if you execute in the same path, right? So it will be considered the default path. Okay, your default path will be something like, so if you see echo
Explorer.
dollar path, if you say, so either one, any one of the path it will take. Okay, the where something told, right?
Yeah,
So
where
don't
slash log is.
So what I told, see, your scenario will be like you have an application. You have an application. In that application, there will be a log files, right? And some certain path will be there. That's for that log files. So I want to delete only those log files. I don't want to touch any other log files.
But star, if you given means all the files it will consider, right?
Correct. In this path.
Like,
see,
which
I'm
means you're
mentioning.
telling about that in that path, only the log files will be there.
Correct. I want to delete only the particular old log files. I don't want to touch any other file. See, you have an application. In that application, there might be a files which is having older than 14 days.
Yeah,
Right?
that I got it. But what my doubt is, in that particular path, only .log extension files will be there. We'll not get any other files, right?
Here you put that extension.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So here what I'm doing is I'm deleting the files which is older than. But if you want to, instead of star, put this dot extension of that file name. Got my point?
So that is also correct, right? So what we've written, like star.log.
That is also fine. So we discussed in the find command also, right? That one. Put that star and you find that command. If you remember that. So that is also correct. Someone has posted yesterday. So here we discussed particular user we defined, and here it is not there. Yeah, but you can mention the extension of that file name, only the .log or .txt, any extension of that
And
file.
one more thing, actually, I've tried to execute that file, but it is showing the there is no error in that one. But the thing is, the permission is denied. Only I think a root user can delete those files.
Correct. That is what you should be having the right path. So if you are doing with Ubuntu or some other user.
No, path is correct. It was showing the files clearly. What are the files which are there? Okay, but it was showing that in the end the permission is denied. So we don't have permission to delete these files, I think, right?
Correct. So that is owned by the different user then.
Okay.
That is owned by the different user. So that the user which you are executing, right? User don't have a permission to delete those files.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So any other questions? So hope you all doing good and practicing the shell script. So the next upcoming sessions, right? So which is your core DevOps is going to be started. So which is Git, GitHub, and Docker, Kubernetes, AWS. So which is very important for your career. Okay. So don't miss any sessions which is conducted by our team. So just be regular. So then only you can reach your goal. That is what my suggestion. So many of them, your friends has did that. Okay. So don't wait for the videos. So what I suggest. So the videos can't help you more. Okay. So in the internet, there will be a lot of videos you can find, but so only thing is you attend the class. So interact with the tutors and interact with your friends, discuss. So practice on the same day, spend at least an hour every day. So then definitely you will reach your goal. That is the suggestion from my side. So the last you see your friends, they reach that goal because they put a lot of efforts to reach their position, right? So everyone is earning good now and they are settled in their life, right? So think in that perspective and put your efforts, definitely you will reach your goal. So that is one of my suggestion. So definitely you can reach out to our colleagues, like if you have any queries in your, so they will help you out. So most of them, whoever is coming, right? So they will be working professionals. So wait for their reply. Okay. But that will, otherwise you just ask them in the class itself. Okay. So that's all from my side, Linux and shell script. The next, so one of my friend will take the upcoming sessions. Okay. So I'm wrapping up the Linux and shell script. So all the
Is there
best
any
for
other session for shell script? This is the last class for shell script.
Yes, this is the last class, and this is enough for you. Okay. So this is, we are touch basing your idea. So how the script is going to be executed. So the reason is why we are touch basing this shell script. So as a DevOps engineer, you should be aware of this, how this functionality of shell script and how this shell script is going to be work, right? So that is the reason we are giving some idea on the shell script. But if you want complete course on the shell script, it will be like 3 to 4 months. It is a vast area, right? So it is completely a different field. Shell script is a completely a different field. So if we continue like this, so it will be go for 3-4 months. Okay, we don't want to do that. Okay, we are giving a idea and the basic idea. Okay, so this is more than enough for you as a DevOps engineer. Okay, so we are not concentrating on shell script. So our goal is DevOps, right? For DevOps, shell script and Linux is the base. So we given that base idea, like how the scripts, how the commands is going to be executed, and what are all the commands you need to know. Everything we given an idea, and if we want to make sure all this should be perfect before going to the next core DevOps topics, right? Because the next simply our instructor is going to be execute a command, then you should be know why is executing these commands, right? So then it will be like easy for you to understand in the upcoming classes. Okay, so that is the reason. So we are covering the shell script and the Linux first. Okay, the Linux should be the must and should know. The shell script also, like how the script is going to be executed. So you will see those in the next classes. Okay, so that's all from my side, and all the best for your journey in the DevOps. Okay.
Thank you. Ajit, I have one more doubt regarding this passwordless connection. Like we discussed in a one method, right? Or like by editing 2 files, that we sudo use and one more is configuration file. Is there any? There is one more method, right? Like copying that public key to the other server. That method also we can do it, right?
Copying the public key, definitely it will work. So definitely it will work, but now there is some change in the Ubuntu, the latest 22 version. So till 20 it was working. So I'll check. Okay.
Okay.
So there is some changes in the